Okay, James, thank you very much. Yeah, this is the season opener for Lady Cats basketball. Believe it or not, kind of snuck up on us here with football season still very much in progress. But here it is, as the Lady Cats will be taking on the Lady Vandals here tonight. And it's a different look for the Sulphur Springs team, Tony. We don't recognize that many of the players. That was a senior-laden bunch that had a very good season last year, and 3 regular players back from that bunch.
But those 3 have you can put some stars beside them. They got some quality, so it's a very good base to start with.
So we're talking here about, of course, Rainey Johnson, who, by the way, I saw was named the MVP of the volleyball
I saw
district.
that. She had some stats. Of course, she should. She's a big girl.
Cammie Shack is back, and Riley Ivory, who was not a starter, but who played a lot.
She did. She played a lot in the last few games in the playoffs, so she earned her spot.
So all of those 3 will be in the starting lineup tonight for Sulphur Springs. A lot of the other names, at least for me, are unfamiliar names, but they will very quickly become familiar names. Lady Cats last year beat Van 47-17 in the season opener at Van. Van went 11-21 last season. Now, the season before that, Sulphur Springs lost to Van in a by-district game, 54-43. So they lost a lot of girls last year and had a pretty rough season, but every reason to think that they will bounce back this season. Lady Cats last year 28-9. In the playoffs, they beat Caddo Mills 65-21. They beat Lindale 49-38, and then they lost in the area round to Kennedale 51-48. Lady Cats on the road Friday night at Fruitvale, and then also next Tuesday night at Gilmer. Actually, that is an afternoon game next Tuesday at Gilmer for whatever reason.
Yeah,
that might be.
Between now and Thanksgiving, they'll play afternoon, they'll play tournaments, so that's why it's good that we're out here tonight, because there's not very many ball games to represent the school before Christmas and so forth.
Right, we'll talk more about the schedule as we go along here. We have the boys opening at home next Tuesday night against Greenville. We plan to broadcast that game for you. So it's Cammie Shack in the circle here for the Lady Cats, and we are underway. And Riley Ivory with the tap, and the Lady Cats on offense moving from left to right in their home white uniforms. Royal blue numbers outlined in gold, and we have a foul to start off the game here.
Will be number 3.
It's Kaylin Harvey.
Again, we're on the wrong side, so I'm going to try to catch them.
We keep talking about trying to do something about that. We are sitting on the side opposite the scorer's table, which makes it a little bit difficult to pick up the fouls. Here's a steal for Van down the floor, and a foul. It was Keely Walter who took the ball away, drive into the basket, and she was fouled.
Riley Godbolt's going to get this one, going to be a shooting foul.
Riley Godbolt, starter as a sophomore for the Lady Cats. Lady Cats starting London Pennell, a freshman. Riley Ivory, a sophomore. Here's the first shot, and it is off the back iron, no good.
Is that number 1?
Yes.
Okay. We've got ponytails and sideways to look at up here to get started.
Second shot is good. So 1-0. Van takes the early lead. Other Lady Cat starters, I think I said Riley Godbolt, but if I didn't, we'll say her again. Here the Lady Cats go into the front court, and that's Riley Ivory trying to get it down low to Rainey Johnson, but she throws it away over the baseline.
She thought she was Kareem Abdul. Little tall.
Also, Rainey Johnson and Cammie Shack, of course, are starters for Sulphur Springs. Try to set those starters for Van as we get the chance here. Van working on offense in the front court. Here is a three-pointer. It's an air ball and a rebound taken by Rainey Johnson, and we've seen that many times.
Reached up. She wasn't in good shape, and she reached over the young lady and wasn't even close to touching her.
Bounce pass to Rainey Johnson down low to Cammie Shack. Now nice pass across to the far side. Ball is loose, picked up by Cammie Shack at the head of the circle. Now it's Riley Ivory. And a pass nearly taken away, but here's a shot inside that misses for Sulphur Springs by London Pinnell, and we have...
She got the rebound and got fouled, but I couldn't see. Number 3.
That is Kaylin Harvey.
That's her second.
Second foul, wow.
I'm assuming that's what it looked like he put out. So
this is London Pinnell at the line, and the shot is good. Nice looking stroke there. 1-1 is our score. Just underway here at Wildcat Gym. If you'd like to come on out, plenty of good seats available.
Got number 3 out with those 2 quick fouls.
And the next shot rims out. Cammie Shack going for the rebound. There's a tie ball.
That's going to go to Van this time because of the opener.
Arrow pointing at the Van basket. So Van going with Keely Walter, Jalen Ipock, Kaylin Harvey, Emily Stepflug as starters, and also Landry Guy. Van on the offense in the front court, and here's an air ball from the corner on the far side, and Cammie Shack pulls it down for Sulphur Springs. 1-1 game.
We're going to see a lot of Cammie Shack and Rainey getting rebounds.
Bounce pass down low for Rainey Johnson. She missed the shot, got the rebound, misses again, and Van coming down with the ball. Here they come up the floor. And a foul as one of the Lady Vandals taking the ball to the basket.
I think they're going to get Rainey coming through on this one. Yep.
Landry Guy was driving to the basket there for Van. So this is not a shooting foul. Who was the foul on for Sulphur Springs?
It was on Rainey
Johnson.
Her first.
First foul.
Team first. I didn't mark that down. We got 2 over here.
Inbounds play for Van on the baseline, and it's taken away by Riley Ivory for Sulphur Springs. Takes it coast to coast, and the runner is off the glass and good.
That's a good start, Riley.
Riley Ivory puts Sulphur Springs up 3-1, and here's a takeaway by Rainey Johnson. It's a breakaway for the Lady Cats, and the layup will not go down. Loose ball on the floor, a scramble, and a tie ball, and this one will go to Sulphur Springs.
Yep.
Wow.
Good hustle. That was just tough luck by Rainey on that one.
Cammie Shack and Riley Ivory both had their hands on it. It's an inbounds play for the Lady Cats on the baseline. And a three-pointer from the near side is good for Sulphur Springs.
23. That's Riley Godbolt.
Yeah. So 6-1, the Lady Cats. Pass down low for Van. Now here's one taken away by Ivory again for Sulphur Springs. Ivory across midcourt, and there's a foul.
Foul is going to go on number 2 for Van this time.
That was not Riley Ivory, but Riley Godbolt for Sulphur Springs on the takeaway. They look a lot alike.
They do. So that's third team foul for Van.
Who do you have the foul on?
2.
Jalen Ipock. Inbounds play for Sulphur Springs on the near side. Up high for Cammie Shack. Now to Godbolt driving the baseline. A runner is too long. Foul.
We're going to stay there, and I believe this one's going to be on 5. Let's see. Nope, he called it on something with a 1.
Foul on one of the Van players against. Hard for us to pick up those fouls. Bounce pass inside. Riley Ivory getting it into one of the Lady Cats. Shot was missed. Here comes Van back up the floor.
I'm going to give that to number 10 for Van.
The foul?
Yes.
And taken away by Cammie Shack as Van working on offense in the front court.
Got by with a travel, but then got a steal and then turn it over, and we're still going to get it. Early in the year, we're going to see lots of turnovers, lots of travels, so everybody's got to settle in.
6-1. Sulphur Springs on top. Emery Stepflug back in the game for Van, and here's a traveling call on Sulphur Springs. Cammie Shack passing to Godbolt, was it?
Yeah, Lyndon Pinnell. She was thinking about a three-pointer, and she went up and then tried to pull it down, and they said she pulled her foot, so that's okay. 6-1, 4:40 left in the first quarter and running.
Lady Cats on top by 5. Substitute about to come in for Sulphur Springs. I think that's the first one. Van with the ball in the front court. Here's the takeaway for Sulphur Springs.
And they sent it right back. Number 5 got in the way. I think that one's going to be on 00.
Van working on offense again in the front court.
So that's to Kayla Montgomery. Her first. Team second. Team third.
I said there had not been a substitute, but Kayla Montgomery was a substitute for the Lady Cats. So 6-1, Sulphur Springs on top. This is an inbounds play on the baseline after the foul for Van. Cross-court pass. Here is a jumper from about 18 feet in and out, but Van gets the offensive board. And now working inside, back outside. Shot from outside the three-point arc is off. Air ball out of bounds, goes to Sulphur Springs.
Good hustle by the Lady Vandals, but they couldn't save it. We're going to have timeout by Van, 30 seconds.
So we'll continue from the Sulphur Springs High School gymnasium here with the Wildcats leading 6-1 over the Lady Vandals. This is the opening game of the 25-26 season it is for the Lady Cats. Lady Cats basketball brought to you by Alliance Bank, BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, CPI Technologies, and 903 Farm and Feed by the railroad tracks. 4:06 to go first quarter. Lady Cats up 6-1. Riley Godbold has a three-pointer for Sulphur Springs. Riley Ivory has a breakaway basket for 2. And London Pinnell has a free throw.
Defense is looking good for the Lady Cats to start off, and defenses should be ahead of the offense right now.
Presley Hardy in the ball game for Sulphur Springs. And Lady Cats coming up the floor, and it's knocked over the baseline by one of the Vandals, and Lady Cats will inbound on the baseline to the right of the Lady Cat basket. Here's a jumper, 18 feet out. No good. Rebounded by Cammie Shack off the floor. Shack for 3, and a little bit wide of the mark.
Little out of her range there. She didn't move her feet. She got square, but that's all right.
Ball goes back to the Lady Vandals with Sulphur Springs leading 6-1. Midway through the first quarter. Lady Cats drop back on defense. Right now they're in a 2-3 zone.
I put our bottom 3 against anybody on defense for sure. And the top 2 are just quick as night.
Bounce pass down low. Nice move inside by Landry Guy, and she is fouled.
Going to be 00 or 4. Let's see who he gives it to. 4.
So that's
going to be Presley Hardy. That's her first. And I believe that'll be our 4th.
That's what I have.
Okay.
You go to the bonus on the 5th foul of the quarter, remember, in high school basketball. Landry Guy, deep crouch as she eyes the basket. Shot on the way and good.
Good form there. Number 10, that's the first one.
6-2, the Lady Cats with a 4-point lead. Second shot coming here. Guy fouled in the act of shooting. One hands the ball about 5 times before the shot. They had a good arc on that shot, and it's good.
She's going to make lots of free throws. She bends her knees very well.
All right, 6-3. Pressure in the backcourt for Van as the Lady Cats come back up the floor. Cammie Shack over to
Maddie McWhorter.
Maddie McWhorter, right.
There's a good pass to
Rainey Johnson, and she banks it off the glass.
And the foul, and one.
That was Riley Ivory, wasn't it, with the pass?
Yes.
They found Cammie Shack down low, and Cammie with the one-hander off the glass, and she was fouled. So it's 8-3.
The foul's going to be number 4. That's her first. Team's 5th. Rainey scored and has a free throw.
So Sulphur Springs in the bonus for the rest of the quarter then, and she misses the free throw off the back iron, but Cammie Shack the rebound. Rainey Johnson contesting for a loose ball, but now it's Riley Ivory who picks it up, and she drives in but misses the shot from the right side of the basket.
And then committed to foul. That's frustration there, so that's going to go on Riley Ivory.
Vandals got the ball back, coming back up the floor. Riley Ivory called for a foul. She's out of the game, and I believe that is Godbolt.
That's the fifth, so we should be shooting again. Both teams are going to shoot from the rest of the quarter.
Lady Cats have 5 players with 1 foul: Takayla Montgomery, Presley Hardy, Riley Ivory now, Riley Godbolt, and Rainey Johnson.
Looks like number 3, Kaylin Harvey,
with a foul,
is going to shoot.
Oh, right. We are just now shooting.
Yeah, just got
going
there.
to the bonus. Then
this will be the 1 and 1 or the 2. Good form and knock that one down. I got to get in my head what we're playing here. I'm still shooting 1 and 1s. I'm not but about 20 years behind.
She's standing sideways, Tony, so I can't make out her number.
That's number 3.
And she makes both shots. This is Kaylin Harvey. So all of the Van points have come on free throws.
Yeah,
it's 8-5. 3 minutes to go first quarter. Lady Cats on top by 3. Riley Ivory. No, this is Riley Godbolt. Boy, we're going to have a hard time telling those two apart, aren't we?
We're going to have a lot of Rileys.
Both have the long, dark hair with a ponytail about the same size. Both play point guard. Lady Cats on offense in the front court, down low for Johnson. And from in front of the basket, she drops it in. Who was that pass by?
That was by Hardy. Passed it right over the top. Great feed.
10-5, the Lady Cats lead. Rainey Johnson with her second bucket of the first quarter. They whip it down low. The Lady Vandals, and here's a foul on Sulphur Springs.
If they get Cammie there, that's a little in anticipation. And they did. That's her first. She was up there, and she just smothered her. But that's okay.
And going to the line for Van will be Kaylin Harvey, a senior. Timeout on the floor. 10-5, Sulphur Springs leads. It's Lady Cats basketball on KSST. Lady Cats lead at 10-5 in this season opener tonight at Sulphur Springs Gym.
I guess that's the case. We'll find out here in a minute.
We're still debating some finer points of the rules here during the timeout.
Defense looks real good. We're real active. The 2 out top are very disruptive, and our twin towers, and then Montgomery is not much shorter. So we got 3 inside. We should dominate the defensive boards.
Lady Cats at home again versus Farmersville. That's an afternoon game, 1:15 Monday, November 24th. I believe that is the week of Thanksgiving, Tony.
Yes, should be. They'll have consecutive games or something.
And then Tuesday, right, they play Brownsboro also at 1:15, Tuesday, November 25th. Those are the next home games. So at the line here for Van, this is Kaylin Harvey. She has 2 free throws. Now she's got 3. She has a good-looking stroke.
She's got a good stroke, a very confident stroke.
3 for 3. Don't foul her anymore. 10-6, a 4-point Lady Cat lead. 2:33 to go first quarter. Eyes the basket. Shot on the way, and this one finally she has missed. Cammie Shack can't control the rebound. Loose ball on the floor, and a big scrum for the ball.
That's going to stay with Van.
And the arrow pointing at the Lady Vandals, who are wearing red tonight. Red jerseys, red shorts. Lady Cats in their home whites with royal blue numbers outlined in gold. Inbounds play on the baseline for Van. To the left of their basket. They get it in. Go outside to Harvey. Now far side for a jumper that is no good, but the rebound taken by Van. Now a loose ball picked up by Sulphur Springs. There's Rainey Johnson out to Cammie Shack.
Hardy went down and dug it out and then got it going, and here we go.
Lady Cats finally now across the midcourt line. Cammie Shack to Rainey Johnson. Down low
Good
it goes,
pass.
and they missed the shot off the glass, but a great pass by Rainey Johnson.
Jump ball. Hardy got in there. She got just a little bit too excited. That's going to stay with the Lady Cats on the jump ball, but Cammie made a really good pass to Hardy, but she went a little quick. But then she dug in and got the tie ball.
Inbounds play for the Lady Cats underneath their own basket. The way outside here, and a double dribble
yep.
called on Riley Ivory. Now, Riley, I see, has the shorter ponytail, so we're going to have to distinguish
there
that from Riley Godbold, who has the long ponytail.
Yep.
Okay.
Riley, she got pink shoes, too.
We're learning these girls as we go along here.
Fashion statements.
Van on offense in the front court as a shot inside miss, but the rebound, Rainey Johnson for Sulphur Springs, who averaged 7.5 rebounds a game last season for the Lady Cats. 10-6, Sulphur Springs. A minute 40 to go, first quarter. Riley Ivory tries to shoot one down low, and she does to Presley Hardy, but we have a foul.
Got pushed by number 11, I believe. Let's see. Yep. 11, that's her first. That's Addison Rainey.
Yep. Both teams in the bonus, so at the
Hardy's going to get 2.
Presley Hardy, who's a sophomore for the Lady Cats. She will shoot 2.
Lefty.
Yeah, and she misses off the back iron. Substitutes in for Van.
And Hardy, I don't remember from last year, but she's quite active, and she's not short. She can get right in there with their towers.
Second shot, also no good, but the rebound, Cammie Shack back up, and she can't get that banker to go. Second banker, no good, and now she's fouled.
That's going to be on number 10, Guy. That's her second. That looked like, I can't remember, the LSU girl that they said if she practiced layups all weekend, she'd have 400 rebounds and 8 points.
Cammie Shack 3 times on the rim, and it falls.
Her first point of the year, first of many, I'm trusting.
Cammie averaged 11.1 per game last year for Sulphur Springs. Second shot also good, beautiful stroke there. 2 for 2, 12-6. The Lady Cats with a minute 28 to go in the first quarter. Here come the Lady Vandals up the floor into the front court. Sulphur Springs still in that 2-3 zone, more or less.
Yeah, they're staying like that, just daring you to come in the middle.
There, Riley Ivory takes one away. There is a breakaway for Riley Ivory off the glass. It hangs on the rim and won't fall.
They get just a little bit too big a hurry.
Rebound, Kaylin Harvey for Van. Here come the Lady Vandals into the front court. Bounce pass up high. Nice move to the basket. The shot no good, though, by Landry Guy. Rebound for Sulphur Springs by Rainey Johnson. Here come the Lady Cats to Riley Ivory to Rainey Johnson again. Loose ball on the far side, out of bounds to Sulphur Springs.
Got to learn to bounce pass a little bit. Everybody's passing it hand high, and that lets everybody get a hold of it and tip it. You got to bounce pass and learn to shake it a little. 43 seconds left in the first.
Presley Hardy gets it in on the far side. Now shot from the corner, and this one is short of the mark, and rebound to Van. Long pass down the floor, driving in, and a foul. And with the shot, that was Lana Shearhart.
That's going to be Ivory's second.
Riley Ivory, her second foul, the Lady Cat sophomore. She played a lot as a freshman last year.
So what number is this? Number 5, going to take 2.
This is Lana Shearhart, a senior for Van. Shot on the way, and it's good. They are good free throw shooters.
They're good free throw shooters. They haven't made a bucket, but they've done pretty well on the free throws, only missed 3.
Keeping them in the game.
Yes, it is.
Ivory out of the game, and Riley Godbolt comes into the game for Sulphur Springs. There's the second shot. Van in the bonus situation, and that second shot is good. So all of their points on free throws, 12-8 Sulphur Springs, under 30 seconds to go. Lady Cats get it into the front court, and a shot missed here by Maddie McWhorter, right. Having a hard time reading my own writing at times. Van back up the floor. Long three-pointer. Comes up short, just barely catches the iron. Loose ball, chased down for Sulphur Springs over on the far side.
Number 3's third personal foul there, so that was kind of that was a hustle play, but
Presley Hardy got the ball. Who made the foul, Tony, did you say?
Number 3.
I've got her with 3 fouls?
Yep, that's 3. She had 2, had the first 2 of the game, and then had that. So we're going to have Hardy Left-hander shooting 2 this time. She was 0 for 2 previously. Let's see if she was throwing it a little hard first couple.
She is a sophomore.
It looks better, but still just a little deep.
Had good rotation, but
a little quick when she starts. Needs to bend those knees just a little more. It's early. Everybody's going to work on their stroke.
second
got a
shot.
lane violation. Well, she'll get another one. Okay, good. She missed that one, but she gets another shot at it. Number 2 crept in the lane a little too quick.
7 seconds on the clock in the quarter. And again, this one too hard off the back iron. Rebound to Van. 5 seconds
no
into
fouls.
the front court. Bounce pass underneath. Good job of defense there by Cammie Shack.
Both of them, they got her pinned in and didn't do any reaching, so that was a good job.
They went back outside for a shot, but it was off, and the first quarter comes to an end with the Lady Cats up 12-8 over Van. This is Lady Cats basketball on KSST. Don't forget we have Sulphur Springs Wildcats football Thursday night by district game at Mesquite Memorial Stadium. The Lady Cats, or the Wildcats versus the Kimball Knights out of Dallas. 7:30 kickoff.
Gerald Prim West. Let's make another series going that way and get used to it again like we did in the 90s.
What a game that was last Friday night at the Star in Frisco. Wildcats won it 20-13 over Frisco Panther Creek. Man, that was
nice, and we only moved up one place. We just flip-flopped with them in the rankings because there's just not many losing right now.
Right. So second quarter underway. Van again moving from our right to our left in front of us here, and swinging the ball around the perimeter at the moment against the Lady Cat 2-3 zone.
That zone looks quick.
Van still working the ball. They try to work it inside, and it is knocked free by Rainey Johnson.
There you go.
And she dishes it off to Cammie Shack. Off to Riley Godbolt. Up high to Rainey Johnson. Pass to the right side, and the shot no good by Maddie McWhorter.
She doesn't miss a shot or miss taking them.
And a shot now for 3 missed by Riley Godbolt, and Van with the rebound.
She has a unique shooting form, kind of shot puts it. Needs
Flat.
to get a little more arc on it, yep.
Kind of a flat-looking shot.
Side out off of the Wildcats. Lady Vandals will keep the ball on their end of the floor.
Inbounds play on the baseline to the left of the basket as we look at it. And they get it in on a lob, and now down low it goes, and back outside. Inside, and knocked free by Rainey Johnson off her hands over the baseline.
Yep. I don't think we're going to get a lot of action right down deep. We've got a distinct height advantage and reach advantage on Van.
Inbounds play on the baseline, way outside they go. Cross-court pass from the far side to the near side. Thought we had a shuffle of the feet there, but no call. Rebound on a missed shot from the baseline for Sulphur Springs.
Good rebound by Lyndon Purnell on that one. She had 2 or 3 harassing her.
Lady Cats cross the midcourt line. Rainey Johnson has it. Ball's loose, and it's picked up for Van. Here's a breakaway, and a great job by Rainey Johnson getting back and blocking the shot.
Yeah, and I think the referee missed it because I think number 4 touched it before it got out of bounds, but we'll take it. Yeah, Rainey did a great job of measuring and not fouling.
Emery Stelpflug on the takeaway, but Rainey Johnson got back to prevent her from making the layup.
She's just number 4 to me. That's going to be on Rainey there.
Working the ball inside, and going up with the shot was Landry Guy, and she's fouled by Rainey Johnson.
That's her second, team's first on the second quarter.
I wish we had the heights on the Lady Cats, because I'm sure that Rainey and Cammie are both around 6 feet. Here's the first shot of this 2-shot situation.
Euchre.
That is not a good-looking free throw there.
Bob Euchre would say just a bit short.
She missed it by about 2 feet. Didn't even hit the iron. Yeah. Is this Landry Guy?
Yep.
Number 10?
And she made her first two. Had real good form. She going to make that. No, a little wide.
This is the next one off the front iron, and the rebound, Cammie Shack for Sulphur Springs. Here come the Lady Cats down the floor, and there's the foul on one of the Lady Vandals here.
They didn't get called, though.
Did it not?
Nope.
You're
Side
kidding.
out, nope.
Ball went out of bounds. No foul call.
They're just giving us out of bounds.
Inbounds play on the baseline to the right of the Lady Cat basket. Wow.
Yeah, there was a lot of contact on that one. Little hustle.
Godbolt lost the ball, but Cammie Shack got it back, and here's a three-pointer too hard off the iron, but the long rebound comes out to Riley Ivory for Sulphur Springs, and she sets it up again to Cammie Shack up high to Godbolt in the corner on the near side. She's double-teamed. 12-8, the Lady Cats lead. They have the ball in the front court. Cammie Shack, top of the key. Pass over to the far side, now down to the baseline.
Good dish.
Back to Cammie Shack for the banker off the glass. And who was the
one? I came.
The pass was by Godbolt, I think.
Number 1.
No, you're right.
Number 1, first personal, first of the second quarter.
I think that was to Kayla Montgomery with the great pass there to Cammie
Whoever
Shack.
it was did a great job. Got 2 plus 1 coming here. And with her mechanics, I'm going to say this is going in.
14-8, the Lady Cats lead. Shot is in and out.
Jinxed her, I'm sorry.
Little too flat, I think. Here comes the Lady Vandals up the floor. Down low, and that is their
Number
first
10.
field goal, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it is. Number 10 for 2.
Landry Guy. They set her up down low, and she made a nice move, banked it off the glass. 14-10. Lady Cats lead by only 4. Here's a three-pointer, or near it. Air ball for Sulphur Springs. I think that was Riley Ivory. Now back down the floor. Here come the Lady Vandals on offense.
And the travel didn't get called.
14-10, Sulphur Springs leading. Take away Cammie Shack.
Good anticipation right there, and with her reach.
And the Shack then has it taken away at midcourt. Back down the floor. This is a 2-on-1 break, and Landry Guy
again
off the left side of the glass for the bucket. She's
got 6 of their 12.
14-12, Lady Cats.
Got to take a little better care of the ball.
Lady Cats leading by only 2. Here's Riley Godbolt on the baseline, near side to Riley Ivory in the corner. And covered very closely and basically throws the ball away there inside. And a long pass down the floor for the Lady Vandals. And it's going back to Sulphur Springs. I guess that went over the baseline.
Yep. We got too much in the corner down there on our last offensive possession. I think Wildcats are going to call a timeout and try to get something going.
14-12, Sulphur Springs, midway through the second quarter. This is Lady Cats basketball on KSST. Cammie Shack leading the Lady Cats with 4 points. Also, Rennie Johnson has 4, for that matter. In the early going, Riley Godbolt has a 3. Riley Ivory has 2. London Pennell has 1. That should do it.
We're just throwing it away a little early. We're spreading the floor, but we're not making. Our passes are not as crisp, and they're just seem to be like a half-second delay, allowing them to get some steals.
Landry Guy leads Van with 6 points. She has 2 field goals just in the last few moments. Those are the first field goals that Van has had in the game.
One of them was just a pure breakaway, so we got to just handle the ball a little better.
Lady Cats working in the front court now. Here's Cammie Shack, top of the key.
There we go.
Straight to the bottom of the net.
That's what we need. I was telling you early we needed some of that.
17-12, 5-point lead for Sulphur Springs. Van on offense in the front court. Three-pointer. High arcing shot way off the mark, but Van gets the rebound. And here's another three-pointer from the far side, and this one hits the side of the backboard, and it will go back to Sulphur Springs.
Hit the support behind it. So good job by Cammie. That's what she needs to do. She needs to be looking for every time on that top of the key that she gets a little space, she needs to set and go.
She has 7 points in the game now. Again, high post to Cammie Shack. She turns and shoots from about 14 feet, but off the front of the iron. Here's Van coming back up the floor. Long lead pass gets away, and it's over the baseline back to the Lady Cats.
I liked what I saw out of Cammie, though. The pass took her inside the three-point line, and she went ahead and just took one shot, one step, squared up, and just was a hair short. She needs to be aggressive.
London Pennell inbounds to Riley Ivory, who walks it across the midcourt line. To Cammie Shack up high. Shack, ball high over her head. Pass to the far side. Shot is on the way and no good. And now we have a foul as there's the loose ball being pursued by both teams.
32. That is Lucy York, that's her first.
Shot a moment ago missed by London Pennell for Sulphur Springs. Now we have substitutes coming in. Rainey Johnson had been out. She's coming back in the ball game, and also Presley Hardy coming back in. Lady Cats on offense in the front court. Inbounds pass. Here's a three-pointer from the left side. Too hard off the glass. Loose ball on the floor. Being contested, we have a tie ball and the arrow pointing.
That'll go to Van again.
Will it? I thought I saw the arrow pointed. Or they did call that a tie ball, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Lady Cats inbound here.
Well, they are. Okay.
Yeah.
I missed one. Good on us.
Inbounds play on the baseline to the left of the basket. And here's a three-pointer air ball, but taken on the rebound, such as it was by
Hardy.
Presley Hardy, right?
I liked how she spun out of there. She knew what she wanted to do.
Cammie Shack misses one from about 18 feet on the right side of the circle. Cross-court pass to Cammie Shack, driving the baseline. Misses a shot, but Rainey Johnson with the rebound, put back no good. And rebound being contested with the ball on the floor underneath the Lady Cats basket. And it's a tie ball, and we'll go back to Van.
Missed two or three real close, getting just a hair in a hurry. But we're also getting hacked a little deep underneath and on the elbows, and that's okay. Toughen them up.
17-12, Sulphur Springs leading. They fall back into their 2-3 zone. No pressure as Van comes across the midcourt line. Now there's pressure. Riley Ivory bats the ball away, but it's picked up by Van. And now here's a steal by Cammie Shack, and ball being kicked around out of bounds. Will stay with Sulphur Springs.
Literally, she kicked it out of bounds, and they didn't call it. So,
well, I think it then went off one of the
but the kick's supposed to kill it.
Okay, right. Inbounds play for Sulphur Springs. Presley Hardy gets it in.
150 and rolling on the first half.
Rainey Johnson up high, tries to shoot a pass down low, which is knocked away and goes over the baseline and will stay with Sulphur Springs.
We've only got one tower in right now, so we'll see how the offense works.
Cammie Shack on the bench. Presley Hardy gets it in. Now here's Riley Ivory for three, right side of the key, right side of the three-point arc. It's off the mark.
That's one we got to hit, though. That was a perfect take it in, and Rainey sent it right back where it came from for a wide-open three. So that's good action of going inside out.
Van across the midcourt line with no pressure from Sulphur Springs. Long bounce pass is mishandled out of bounds. Or the bounce pass itself was
they're throwing it a little bit wide because we're getting in the passing lane, so our defense even out top is making some of those passes errant.
Riley Ivory gets the inbounds pass. Now it's up high to Rainey Johnson. She works it inside for Montgomery, and her shot from 6 feet won't fall. Here comes Van with the rebound. Across the midcourt line they go, and Riley Ivory with quick hands knocks it loose, and it will stay with Van, but great job there by Riley Ivory of disrupting the offense.
Really getting down in there. Minute 4. Here comes, they're switching towers now. Cammie's in for Rainey.
Right. Inbounds play for Van on the baseline to the left of the Lady Vandal basket as we look at it. They're moving from our right to our left. Long pass out toward midcourt and rescued for Van, but now picked up the loose ball by Sulphur Springs. Riley Ivory to Cammie Shack. 17-12, under a minute to go, first half now. Riley Ivory passing far side to Presley Hardy for Sulphur Springs.
Little wide, took her to the sideline.
Ended up stepping on the sideline, I think. Presley Hardy, the sophomore.
50 seconds left. What we don't want to do now, we've only got 3 fouls. Don't want to get into where you give them a free throw.
Van on offense in the front court.
There's our length. Now if she'd turn.
Ball is knocked free, and Cammie Shack picks it up for Sulphur Springs.
Timeout by Coach Tanton. Going to set something up for 32 seconds left.
17-12. Lady Cats on top. This is Lady Cats basketball on KSST. The season opener for both teams here tonight. Lady Cats versus the Van Lady Vandals.
And a decent little crowd for midweek in November, still in football season.
Yeah. They'll get bigger.
Yep.
Wildcat boys open the season at home 1 week from tonight against the Greenville Lions.
I think they might have been having a scrimmage over there in the other gym this afternoon, but I didn't think about going and sticking my head in there.
We will broadcast that game next Tuesday night. Lady Cats go on the road Friday at Fruitvale at 6:15. And then they play at Gilmer Tuesday afternoon at 1:15. Presley Hardy is going to inbound here for Sulphur Springs on the near side, more or less in front of us. Lady Cats going left to right. There's 32 seconds on the clock. She gets it into Riley Ivory to Cammie Shack out near midcourt. Shack to Riley Ivory. And now to Riley Godbolt, double teamed in the corner. She gets it to Cammie Shack down low. Pass back outside. Now Riley Ivory off the glass. Cammie Shack underneath with the rebound, and she banks it off the glass for 2.
Good job of getting position.
8 points for Cammie Shack in the first half. 19-12, the Lady Cats lead.
5 seconds left. Let's just don't give up a foul. Good job. Good job.
Van in the front court, a shot missed, and the rebound off the floor by Riley Ivory, and that's the half. Lady Cats lead at 19-12 at the end of the first half here at Wildcat Gym. And Lady Cats basketball continues after this on KSST. Lady Cat basketball brought to you by Alliance Bank, BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, CPI Technologies, and 903 Farm and Feed by the railroad tracks. 19-12 at halftime. The Lady Cats leading over the Van Lady Vandals. Sulphur Springs led at the end of the first quarter, 12-8, when all of Van's points were scored on free throws. And Tony, they didn't score a free throw in the second quarter.
No,
I have it.
2 buckets, no free throws. They missed the 2. The one that made 2 of them in the first quarter missed both in the second.
Landry Guy had the 2 field goals for Van in the second quarter. Cammie Shack leading the Lady Cats with 8 points. Rainey Johnson has 4.
She's got 9. Cammie's got 9. She had 1 3-pointer.
Oh, okay, you're right. I'm looking at that like it's a 2. Oh, boy, first game. Yeah, you're right, 9 points. That's a 3. So she has been very active also on defense.
Oh, very. It's so nice to watch her and Rainey in the back because they're so long. If they will just stay disciplined, they're going to disrupt anybody.
So Cammie Shack with 9, Rainey Johnson with 4. Riley Godbolt had a 3 in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Riley Ivory has a bucket for 2, and London Pinnell has 1 point for Sulphur Springs. So Thursday night, Wildcat football versus the Kimball Knights out of Dallas at Mesquite Memorial Stadium, 7:30 kickoff. And I'm optimistic about the Wildcats' chances in that district.
Absolutely
game.
I'm very excited about starting the playoffs in general with the way our defense is playing. And our offense did just enough, but our offense did what they needed to last week at the Star. Didn't make turnovers. They controlled some of the clock and did a good job of quick passing from Cooper. And I think we're ready to go. I was when you lose your starter, it doesn't matter who it is.
Right.
You don't think that you got as good a chance. Right now, with the way our defense is playing, it's almost as good as when we're at full strength on offense. So I'm ready to go. I think you saw where our draw is different, where we get Alvarado second round. Where
I was about to bring that up.
Instead of Springtown, but that's not necessarily the best thing. But we can beat them. We came close last year.
That was an incredible game that ended the season last year. But right, so if the Wildcats win Thursday night, it's likely their next game will be against Alvarado, which is 9-0. Mm-hmm. I don't know why they haven't played 10 games.
I saw 3 or 4. 9-0s in there.
It may be because games were canceled because of lightning.
Could be.
Pre-district games.
Yep, could be.
Something like that. But they are 9-0, and boy, they were an offensive powerhouse in that game last year to close out the season. I need to go back and study that, and we're getting ahead of ourselves here by a long shot. But I think that their fantastic quarterback was a senior last year, and I think as I recall, he was going to go to Tarleton State. But
like I said, right now our strength is our defense, and I never thought I would say that. And that's not saying that we don't have offensive power, because we do. We've still got tons of skilled people and that huge offensive line. So we got a football team heading in. We're a force.
And to talk about the bracket some more, if you study that, there's a possibility, I think, Tony, in the third round, I would not swear to that, but there is definitely the possibility they could see Panther Creek again.
Fourth round.
Fourth round, okay.
You cannot get back in your district until the regional semifinals, which is round 4.
But it is not inconceivable at all that they could play again.
No, in all honesty, we should have 3 of the 4 teams in the regional semis. It should be. I can't remember. I guess it would be us and Panther Creek, and then Salina would play somebody outside our district, because Paris is not. Well, Paris plays Lincoln. I shouldn't say they're not going to beat Lincoln, because they're very capable. They played us very good.
I think that the 7-4A D1 could go 4-0 against 8-4A D1. I'm not saying that will happen, but I think it's certainly possible, and certainly the top 3 teams out of Sulphur Springs District would be favored in their by-district games. But I think Paris has a good chance to beat Lincoln.
Yep.
I do.
Speaking of D1 and all that, I still haven't seen the released numbers of the realignment, where we at least know, are we staying 4A D1? That should be coming out within the next week, I think. So you'll know if you're moving a classification. You won't know your district alignment until second Tuesday in February.
Right.
First Tuesday.
That's going to be very interesting to see how that comes out. It always is.
But they will let you know your classification early, so you can start figuring on who you're going to need to talk to on non-district games.
Right. Yeah, I understand. All right, so we'll be watching
that helps
for that.
a lot.
When you find that, when you see that,
I'll make sure.
Let us know.
Try to remember and print it out.
19-12, the Lady Cats lead at halftime, and let's take another break, and we'll come back with the second half after this. It's Lady Cats basketball on KSST. Lady Cats basketball on KSST. Riley Ivory, we think, has a couple of fouls. Rainey Johnson has 2 for Sulphur Springs. For Van, Kaylin Harvey has 3. Landry Guy, who's one of their top players, has 2.
It's going to be Lady Cats ball out, start the third quarter.
Lady Cats will be moving from right to left, so they'll be shooting more or less in front of us here. And here we go with the second half. Riley Ivory across the midcourt line. Here's a pass down low, and the shot no good by London Pinnell.
Rainey got the rebound, put it right back in. Great job.
And put back by Rainey Johnson for 2. 21-12. Lady Cats lead by 9. That may be their biggest lead, Tony.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Lady Vandals on attack in the front court. Lady Cats sticking with that 2-3 zone.
Good pressure by Riley Ivory.
Turnaround jumper is way off the mark. Now it is taken back by Van and driving in for a shot that is no good, out of bounds.
I think Cammie tipped it twice and it went out off of her. Gonna be Van's ball.
Yeah.
But again, Cammie did a great job of not fouling. She reached.
Inbounds play on the baseline underneath the Van basket. They get it in. Now here's a three-point attempt. In and out. And Cammie Shack the rebound. The missed shot by Lana Shearhart. Here come the Lady Cats, leading 21-12.
We're just dominating the boards right now. Right here. Oh, she's passed it off. That's okay.
Shack over here on the near side for London Pennell, who misses one from about 19 feet. Loose ball on the floor, picked up by Rainey Johnson. And Pennell driving on the left side of the basket, and she is fouled.
I think that's going to be on 3. That's going to be her 4th. Yep. She's active, but she's reckless.
Kaylin Harvey, a senior. So at the line, London Pennell for Sulphur Springs. She is a freshman. And misses the first shot there of this two-shot situation off the front iron.
I think it may be Lyndon, L-Y-N-D.
We'll check on that. Let me see.
Yep.
Well, here's I'm reading London, L-U-N.
Okay, I wrote it down wrong. Good job.
Second
1
shot
out of 2. I need to write it better.
We're learning the Lady Cats.
Absolutely.
This first game.
10-point lead.
Yeah,
Good. Hadn't had to get outside that zone either. That's been nice because that lets everybody rest.
That 10-point lead definitely.
There's a steal by Cammie.
Cammie Shack knocked it away, but it was picked up by Riley Ivory.
Yep. Good pass.
Great pass by Ivory down low, and we cannot make the layup. And here's another offensive board for Sulphur Springs.
I think that's going to be Riley Godbolt came in there.
Okay, Godbolt, we're going to give credit with the basket. I thought for a moment it was Cammie Shack.
No, it was a short one.
Okay. So definitely Godbolt there. Godbolt takes it away here for Sulphur Springs.
Jump ball. That'll stay with Van.
Yeah.
Again, very active on the defensive end, so that's really encouraging.
24-12. Now that is definitely the biggest lead for Sulphur Springs.
Yes, absolutely.
I think 10 was the biggest lead for sure. Inbounds play on the baseline for Van to the left of their basket as we look at it. They're moving from our left to our right. Keeping the ball outside right now. Move to the inside. A pull-up jumper from 16 feet, no good. And the rebound by Rainey Johnson. The shot missed by Lana Shearhart.
And our Towers are keeping the ball above their head. Little hop there.
And a traveling call here on London Pennell of the Lady Cats.
But the Towers are doing a great job of when they get a rebound, they're keeping it up above their head, not letting them get slapped out. So good coaching, good mechanics.
24-12. Sulphur Springs on top, 5:25 to go third quarter. Here's another takeaway for Sulphur Springs. That is Pennell ahead to Ivory. Layup shot will not drop.
Everything was good until the shot fell. 23, that's going to be on Godbolt. That's her second.
Lady Cat sophomore Riley Godbolt draws the foul as Lady Cats tried to get the ball back after the rebound. And now Van into the front court. They go in the high post to Landry Guy, and we have a whistle. And
that's going to be on Rainey. That's her third, so she'll probably come sit.
Rainey Johnson for Sulphur Springs the foul, and she does go to the bench. And coming in, I think that is Takayla Montgomery. Inbounds play here for Van on the baseline. Way outside, but taken away by Riley. Ivory, take your time, lay it off the glass and score.
That's the way to do it. We got to be under control.
4 points in the game now, and it's for Riley Ivory, and it's a 14-point lead for Sulphur Springs, 26-12.
4:50 left in the third, clock running.
Lady Cats have come out strong here in the third quarter. Ball off the foot of one of the Lady Vandals.
Yep. They're having to do everything from the outside. They cannot come inside. I mean, we're just too big and disrupting everything. So right now it's a little bit of an outmatch.
Timeout called. Was it Sulphur Springs or
I
Van?
think that's going to be a Van timeout.
And 26-12.
And it's a full one.
Yep. Sulphur Springs on top by 14. This Lady Cats basketball on KSST. Lady Cats have outscored Van 7-0 here in the third quarter.
Pitching a shutout.
And as you said, the Lady Cat defense has just been smothering.
Well, right now Van looks kind of young, but they are definitely not tall. They don't have any towers. They're just average on their height, and I just like what I see out of our twins. They get back there, and wherever they are, they account for about another 6 foot when they reach both sides.
Tony's talking about Cammie Shack and Rainey Johnson, both girls close to 6 feet. They don't give us the heights on these girls. Be nice to know that, but they're in that range.
Good give and go and a great pass.
Inbounds play for Sulphur Springs. They get it inside here.
Double off. That's Montgomery.
With the basket.
First points, but Riley gave a really nice. There was 2 good passes.
Okay, I'm glad you got that. So it was Riley Ivory with that terrific pass to set up to Kayla Montgomery for the banker off the glass. Ball knocked loose, out of bounds. It will stay with Van in the front court. 28-12.
It was so nice to see that pass on time too.
Yeah. 16-point lead for Sulphur Springs, and now
going to be on Montgomery.
They get it down low on the block, up for the shot, but the foul called against Lady Cats. And it was to Kayla Montgomery. Her second, I have it.
Yes. So 10, Guy is going to get 2 more free throws. Guy has been their most productive player, far and away.
She misses this one too hard off the back iron. She made her first 2 free throws.
Yeah,
now she's missed
real good.
3 in a row. .4:17 to go third quarter. Here's the second shot, and that one in and out. And a rebound off the floor for Sulphur Springs by London Pinnell. Lady Cats give it up as they lose it over the baseline down at the other end.
Had one over the top, just couldn't quite bring it in. 4 minutes left in the third quarter.
Into the front court come the Lady Vandals. Again, they keep it outside. Here's another takeaway by Riley Ivory. She breaks away, and the layup off the glass is good. Riley Ivory, her second bucket of the third quarter, and she has 6 points.
Being able to finish, that means so much, because otherwise it's just turnover.
18-point lead for Sulphur Springs at 30-12, and the Lady Vandals throw it away, and they are coming unwound here in the third quarter.
They're a little frustrated. Again, I think they're young. Looking at them, they look a lot younger than we are.
Full court pressure in the backcourt for Van. Riley Ivory gets it across midcourt to Godbolt.
Stepped on the sideline.
Okay.
Pass took her that way just a little.
Over on the far side.
Van's trying to press a little bit, and that's really coming to our advantage because we can throw over the top, and all of a sudden you can throw a couple of diagonals and you got a layup.
Now Van on offense. They work it down low. Back outside. And now driving inside, and a nice runner there
all the way. That was by
Lana
Guy.
Shearhart.
Was it Shearhart?
Yeah.
Whoever it was, they look good, and that's their first points of the third quarter.
Jackknife inside. Now here's Shearhart taking one away, and she scores again. Wow. Lana Shearhart with a couple of buckets, and that one was a takeaway from Riley Ivory and an easy layup at the other end. Wow.
3 minutes left, and Sulphur's seen enough to break the run. 30-second timeout.
30-16. The Lady Cats lead is down to 14 points from 18 just a short time ago.
And that's where, we were cruising along, but a couple of baskets, and all of a sudden you got to think about it a little. So it's a good way to kind of break the momentum at the moment. So the press may be affecting a little.
Next home game for the Lady Cats is an afternoon affair. This will be the week of Thanksgiving, Monday, November 24th, 1:15 in the afternoon against Farmersville. And then on Tuesday of that week, they play at home against Brownsboro at 1:15. So something to do during Thanksgiving week when a lot of people are off. Lady Cats have the ball in the backcourt, and again they will see this full court pressure by Van. Is this a zone press, Tony?
It's a zone press. Yep, they're just coming back, trying to stem us just a little, and it's affecting us.
London Pinnell across the midcourt line.
Cammy.
Left-hand dribble. And now it's taken away by Van against Shearhart, who's been extremely aggressive in the past 3 or 4 minutes. Cammy Shack at midcourt to Riley Ivory. Down on the baseline, a loose ball.
Yep.
And it's gonna go back to Van.
We're going a little too quick, too. We need to just settle down, but the pressure is definitely working in Van's advantage.
They were down by 18 points not too long ago. It's now 14. Lady Vandals on offense in the front court. And pass down low on the baseline.
I think that's going to be on Montgomery. Kind of pushed her with the body. Yep, that's her third.
To Kayla Montgomery of Sulphur Springs with her third foul. And where are we on the bonus situation?
Fourth team foul, if I'm lined up. They've only got one.
They're still showing 3 on the scoreboard, but I'm
pretty sure it's 4.
Inbounds play for Van on the baseline to the left of the basket. They keep it outside. Ball knocked loose by by Riley Ivory for Sulphur Springs. They chase it down.
Should be Sulphur, and it is. Good job, good hustle.
Goes off the hands of one of the Lady Vandals here in front of us. Mid-court inbounds play for Sulphur Springs with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, leading 30-16. Lady Cats working on offense. Riley Ivory, playmaker, out between the circles.
I don't know what happened there. She just bounced it to the coach.
And out of bounds as Riley Godbolt not able to control it for Sulphur Springs. Lady Vandals now working into the front court.
Under 2 minutes.
30-16, Sulphur Springs. Here's a three-pointer off the glass. Good, that was
Banker,
3.
That's number 11.
So that is Addison Rainey, a three-pointer off the glass. Not on the scoreboard yet. Lady Cats still trying to get it across the midcourt line.
They just gave her 2 for it.
Okay, so I guess it was a 2-pointer. Here's a shot miss for Sulphur Springs. Put back no good. And it's taken away on the rebound by Lana Shearhart, whose name we've been saying a lot lately. Nice pass down the floor and a layup for Van. And Lady Vandals on a little bit of a run here. That was Emery Stepflug with the 2-pointer. 30-20, the lead for Sulphur Springs down to 10, and a loose ball.
That should stay. Nope, that should go with Van unless I missed. It's staying with us. Good, I missed one.
Tie ball in the Sulphur Springs front court, and the Lady Cats going to inbound it on the baseline. 30-20, now a 10-point lead.
Yep.
That lead cut from 18 points not long ago.
Yeah,
inbounds play wide open three-pointer in and out for Sulphur Springs by Maddie McWhorter.
That was a good shot. That was almost down.
And nice pass by Presley Hardy to get it to her on that inbounds play.
Turnover by the Lady Vandals. 45.1 seconds. We need to finish this quarter without giving up any more. See if we can add a little bit to our lead.
Lady Vandals lost it over on the far side. Here come the Lady Cats down the far side. Now bounce pass, but it's taken away by Shearhart for Van with 36 seconds on the clock. Pass ahead and a basket off the glass.
Number 1.
On the runner by Keely Walter. 30-22, that lead down to 8 points for Sulphur Springs. Van takes it away. Here's a three-pointer. Air ball. Taken on the fly for Sulphur Springs. Down the floor is Presley, and
good job.
Scores. Presley Hardy with the basket.
Presley Hardy, that was badly needed right there.
Banker off the glass from about 6 feet after she made the steal and brought it down the floor. 32-22, a 10-point lead for Sulphur Springs.
That left-handed layup came in handy there.
Inbounds play for Van.
They're going to get Cammy on that one. She kind of bumped up to it, so they're going to get some free throws out of it.
They get it down low, and Shack called for the foul. That's just her second, as I have it, Tony.
Nope, they called 00. That's good, but that's her fourth.
Okay, so Kayla Montgomery with her 4th foul.
But that's going to put them, I've got it as 5. They're not shooting yet. It's supposed to be a shooting foul. Let's see if they
now it
catch
shows 5 on the scoreboard.
Yep, but the officials hadn't seen it. Supposed to be a shooter.
Head coach Alan Wilson for Van no doubt will notice. So here we go.
5.1 left. I'm going to put number 10 back on the line for 2.
That's the 5th foul against the Lady Cats in the quarter, so Van will be in the bonus, and they will shoot 2. Only 5 seconds remaining, though, in the quarter.
But we got to get the rebound if she misses, too.
This is Landry Guy, and the shot hangs on the rim and falls. Wow. Whew. That is her 3rd free throw of the night. She is, I've got her 3 for 6.
Think so.
Senior. 32-23, 9-point lead for Sulphur Springs. And the second shot is
good rebound by
short.
Hardy.
Rebound Presley Hardy down the floor. And Maddie McWhorter had the ball down low, but had the ball knocked away and didn't have a chance to make the shot. So we go to the 4th quarter. Sulphur Springs leading 32-23. This is not nearly the runaway it was not too long ago.
Nope. The pressure certainly affected us, so we can expect more of the same.
And this is Lady Cats basketball on KSST. Lady Cat basketball brought to you by Alliance Bank, BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, CPI Technologies, and 903 Farm and Feed by the railroad tracks. We're going to the 4th quarter, and the Lady Cats leading 32-23 over the Van Lady Vandals in this season opener for the Lady Cats.
Well, we got Twin Towers back in. Rainey's got 3 fouls, Cammie only 1. Rainey's going to need to make her presence known, but politely.
Van has the ball in the front court. Lady Cats in that 2-3 zone that they have been in all night, Tony, I think.
Yeah, they have.
Van working the ball outside. They go to the far side here to Emery Steppenflug. I'm sure I'm not saying that quite right. Here's a missed shot, rebounded.
Hardy's getting in there and getting some rebounds.
Presley Hardy for Sulphur Springs. Lady Cats back down the floor, and it's Riley Ivory trying to shoot a pass inside, but it's out of bounds off one of the Vandals.
Yeah, the only good thing was it was hard. It had no chance to get where it was going. That's the type you can't throw.
Hardy inbounds on the baseline to Riley Godbolt outside. Now to Rainey Johnson down on the baseline. Back to Hardy for 3 and an air ball. Chased down in the corner for Sulphur Springs, however. Now there's a loose ball picked up by Cammie Shack. Shack to Riley Ivory. Now a 3-pointer by Riley Godbolt missed, but a long rebound out to Ivory. Lady Cats keep the ball. Of course, no shot clock in high school basketball. Not that that would be very much in play here. Pass underneath.
There we go. Hardy to Rainey.
Rainey Johnson with the banker off the glass. Great pass by Riley Hardy.
She fed her, and she led her just where she needed to be.
Ball knocked out of bounds over the baseline at the other end, and Raines will keep the ball. Great pass there by Presley Hardy.
It's her first game with us. I'm assuming she's been here and played on JV or whatever last year, but very welcome sight tonight. She's very athletic and active.
She's a sophomore. Raines. Van gets in the inbounds play on the baseline, but Riley Ivory takes it away. Now it's taken away by Van. Back down the floor, and one of the girls falls down as a pass is being made to her. And it's going to roll out of bounds and go back to Sulphur Springs. She just lost her
she stepped
there
on her foot, but that was a good no call because that wasn't anybody's fault. Every once in a while, it's just a rub of the green. Pressure is still hurting us a little bit.
Full court pressure in the backcourt for Van. Lady Cat still trying to get across midcourt. Riley Ivory still at midcourt. Now she gets it to Hardy as they just barely beat that 10-second call. 34-23. Lady Cats lead by 9. Cammie Shack on the high post. Left-hand dribble, and she is fouled.
Going to get number 4. I wondered how long they'd let her pester her. See if number 4. So that's her second personal, and That's the first of the fourth quarter.
Emery Stelpflug.
Good move by Ivory, just a little short on the runner.
Little runner from 12 feet would not fall. Here comes Van with the rebound. Lady Cats up by 9, 34-20. Actually,
there
11.
Goes Ivory again.
An 11-point lead for Sulphur Springs. Riley Ivory taking it away.
Double dribbles, got in a little bit too much of a hurry.
So 11 points is the lead for Sulphur Springs. They have led by as many as 18. Van had cut that lead in the third quarter down to 8 at one point.
Yep.
Inbounds play here on the near side for Keely Walter of Van, and she gets it in to Lana Shearhart, senior. Shearhart walking the ball right now.
I sure like this 2-3 zone.
Van still working the ball, keeping it outside. Shearhart out near midcourt. Near side it goes to Walter. Out on the baseline, near side, double team for the Lady Cats. Knocked out of bounds.
Rainey knocked that one out. She nearly came up with it.
It'll be an inbound play on the baseline underneath the Van basket for the Lady Vandals. Cammie Shack harassing the inbounds.
Blocked by Rainey and took it away.
Right, and ahead now it goes to Riley Ivory, and now to Godbolt, and Godbolt can't make that left-hand layup go down.
Little hard, but that was nice. That was a nice transition. Rainey tipped that block to herself and then made the outlet pass.
And now the Lady Cats forced the turnover on the other end. So the ball went out of bounds off one of the Lady Vandals, and now Sulphur Springs up the floor.
They're taking their zone press back a little bit now.
Rainey Johnson thought about a three. Hardy over to Godbolt, and Godbolt misses one from the edge of the three-point arc. Takeaway by Rainey Johnson in the middle there for the Lady Cats. Johnson on the left-hand dribble across the midcourt line. Now to Ivory. Ivory going to set up the offense. Cammie Shack on the high post. And we have a foul.
That's going to be on 11 for Van.
Addison Rainey.
It's going to be her second personal and team second.
4:29 to go in the game. 34-23. That 11-point lead still holding for Sulphur Springs.
Yep.
Hardy, bounce pass into Rainey Johnson. Nice move.
Good job.
And she backs off and drops one into the net for two as it bounces two times on the hoop before it falls through. Rainey Johnson, 10 points in the game now.
Yep, but Hardy's feed put her perfectly in position, too. That's what I'm liking this Hardy.
36-23, 13-point lead. Missed shot.
Jump ball's going to come to us.
I think Hardy got the rebound there, Tony.
Yep, she did. She lost it a little, but dove in there and got the held ball, and it stays with us.
On that previous basket, inbounds play from Presley Hardy to Rainey Johnson. Rainey made a nice step back. And a nice touch.
Didn't rush anything. That's a good thing.
Nice touch to get the ball to drop. And it's taken away here by Rains, or by Van. I don't know why I'm suddenly referring to them as Rains. But Van takes it away, and now they come back down the floor. Do we have a foul against Sulphur Springs?
No, this is just an out of bounds. Van. Now you got me saying it. Van's ball.
13-point lead for Sulphur Springs with 3:55 to go.
Halfway through the fourth, we should be able to handle this one, but I want to see some cutout turnovers and some more steals.
Inbounds play for Van from the baseline, and a long three-pointer is well short of the iron, and the rebound by Rainey Johnson. Here come the Lady Cats. And there's Presley Hardy down the left side. Can't get that layup to go off the glass, but the Lady Cats get the rebound with Rainey Johnson coming out of there with it. There's Cammie Shack. There's a three-pointer.
What's worse than missing a two and getting a three? That's exactly what we needed.
39-23, that lead is back out to 16 points for Sulphur Springs. There's a takeaway by Riley Ivory. Layup at the other end.
There we go. We've got to get it where we finish. And Riley's learning hard. We're learning fast. So that's 41.
8 points for Riley Ivory. Now 41-23, and the lead is back out to 18 points. Van timeout.
Full timeout.
Lady Cats basketball continues after this on KSST. Lady Cat lead is back out to 18 points at 41-23. Tony Kamishek, 12 points in the game tonight, a couple of three-pointers.
Yep. I was going to say I want one more three-pointer out of it, but she beat me to the punch. So now I'm going to say I still want one more.
You're just greedy.
I'm greedy. I want her to feel aggressive and feel the need to. This is her team. She's got to realize this is your team. So when you got your shot at the top of the key, you take it. Everybody's looking for you to take it.
Rainey Johnson, the senior, 10 points. She was not a big scorer last year.
She's going to get a lot of trash this year.
Her contribution more on defense and rebounding.
Yep.
So Van working the ball in the front court now, and step back three is good.
Number 3.
So that is Kaylin Harvey. That's her first field goal, but she now has
buckets of the second half,
6
or the
points.
fourth quarter.
Here come the Lady Cats back down the floor. Presley Hardy, fall away jumper from about 12 feet. Twice on the iron, but will not go down, and it's over the baseline back to Van. 41-26, 15-point lead for Sulphur Springs.
Under 3 now. Good defense by Rainey.
Knocked it free, but Van gets it back. And
2 kicks by the Wildcats.
Off the foot of Riley Ivory.
She kicked it to Cammie, and Cammie kicked it to the ref.
Inbounds to the left side of the Van basket. Whistle.
I guess he called timeout, Fan. I don't know that he really wanted to, but he did.
So it will be a timeout for Van. 41-26. The Lady Cats up by 15 points.
30-second timeout, so it's a quick one.
Sulphur Springs had an 18-point lead there in the third quarter, but Van cut it down to 8.
Yep.
And at the end of the third quarter was a 9-point lead for Sulphur Springs at 32-23. But now they've stretched it out to 18 points. Was it 19 at any point? I don't think they've.
Don't believe so.
19.
I think 18's been the biggest.
And now 15 points at 41-26. Lady Cats coming off a season of 28-9 last season, and then went 3 rounds deep in the playoffs.
Yep. Before
losing to Kennedale in a terrific game, 51-48.
Yeah, that was a very nice ball game. Good atmosphere, a doubleheader.
A big crowd. Inbounds play for Van, left side of the basket as we look at it. They get it in.
Good defense by Ivory.
Keep the ball outside. It's a bounce pass to Keely Walter. And now a head fake and a shot put up by Kaylin Harvey, no good. And the rebound.
Rainey got the rebound.
Rainey Johnson. And here come the Lady Cats with 2:12 to go in the game, leading 41-26. Presley Harvey in the corner in front of us here now. Cammie Shack inside, can't get it go from 6 feet, but Rainey Johnson there for the rebound. She misses.
Cammie got another shot at it and got fouled.
Cammie Shack will be fouled.
10.
We'll go to the free throw line.
That's her third.
Landry Guy, third foul for
third team for them, and Cammie's going to get 2 free throws.
Landry Guy, the senior for Van, with 3 fouls.
That's just another example. First one's good that we had the height there. They were jumping, and we were just catching it without even jumping.
Right. Cammie Shack makes the first free throw. Rainey Johnson out of the game, and Presley Hardy out of the game. 13 points for Shack, make it 14. She makes both free throws. 14 points for Cammie Shack in the season opener. Under 2 minutes to go, Riley Ivory knocked it high into the air for Sulphur Springs, but Van gets it back. Here's Shearhart for 3, and she nails it.
Good shot out there. There's nothing wrong with that.
Lana Shearhart has had a good second half here for Van, 43-29. The Lady Cats with a minute and a half to go. Here comes Sulphur Springs up the floor. Riley Ivory, the sophomore, across the midcourt line. Double teamed over on the far side. Loose ball and a scrum, and we have a tie ball. Arrow points to the Vandals.
Got a little casual there and got to the sideline, and we didn't get past midcourt good. You can't trap yourself. So we don't need to get sloppy. Just a minute 26 left. This game's in hand, but we don't want to get sloppy.
Inbounds play for Van. And now here's Shearhart from way outside the arc, and she makes it go down one more time. Wow. 2 straight three-pointers for Lana Shearhart, 43-32, an 11-point lead for Sulphur Springs, 1:08 to go. Lady Cats in the front court with the ball.
Timeout over there. We got ourselves on that sideline again. That's just basic basketball. You cannot take it over to the sideline where that sideline never fouls and you don't get a break. So don't put yourself in that position.
Mm-hmm. Riley Ivory double teamed over there. And
it's a couple of possessions in a row.
Lady Cats get a timeout. So 11 points is the lead for Sulphur Springs. We'll take another break here and come back with the conclusion of tonight's game. Lady Cats lead 43-32. This is Lady Cats basketball on KSST. Lana Shearhart for Van now leads all scorers, Tony, with 16 points in this game.
She's a good player. She's definitely the cream of the crop for the Lady Vandals. Did you say she was a senior?
I'm trying to read my handwriting. I think she's a junior.
Okay.
Oh, boy. Inbounds play.
Get away from that sideline.
They get it in to Riley Ivory. She misses a shot inside, knocked around. Cammie Shack couldn't hold it, but Ivory comes back up with it. Now they work it down low for Montgomery, and her shot from inside won't fall. And here comes Van off the rebound, but Riley Ivory takes it away at the other end.
Riley's a fun defensive player to watch. She's exciting on the offensive end too, but a little careless here and there. Now 3-on-1.
And a shot off the mark by London Pinnell. And a loose ball on the floor is picked up by Van with 22 seconds to go. Baseball-style pass down the floor. And
Riley's
missing the layup shot.
One. That'll be her third.
Keely Walter not able to make the shot go down, but we have a foul on Sulphur Springs.
That's on Riley Ivory, and number 1, Keely Walker, going to get 2 shots, makes the first one.
First shot is good. That gives her 4 points in the game here tonight. Neither team in danger of putting the other in the bonus here in the remaining 18 seconds. And the shot is off the front iron, no good. And the rebound is by Riley Godbolt for Sulphur Springs.
Jump ball still going to be with the Lady Cats. That's one where Riley, once again, she's getting picked on or taking herself to that sideline. She actually jumped to do a 360 pass, and she didn't even have anybody to pass to. She got to get out of that.
Inbounds play, and they get it into Cammie Shack. Under 4 seconds here, and we will wrap it up with no further points being scored here by the Lady Cats, but they win it 43-33, a 10-point lead for Sulphur Springs, or a 10-point win for Sulphur Springs over Van. And this one kind of rocked back and forth there. Lady Cats at times looked like they were going to run away and hide, but Lady Vandals...
when they went to pressure, they shook us a little bit, so we got something to work on now.
Lady Vandals made a strong comeback and did make a game of it. 43-33, the final. Sulphur Springs wins it, and we will come back and wrap this thing up when Lady Cats basketball continues after this on KSST. 43-33, the season opening win for the Lady Cats here tonight. We have Cammie Shack with 14 points for Sulphur Springs, including 2 3-pointers. Rainey Johnson with 10, so definitely the leading Lady Cats returning from last season's team, along with Riley Ivory. And Ivory had 8. So they all made a good showing here tonight. To Kayla Montgomery with 4 points for Sulphur Springs. Presley Hardy had 1 point, but Tony, she made quite an impression here today.
She is my newcomer of the year so far for game one. I liked her. She's made 2 or 3 spin moves which means you've got some idea what you're going to do when you get a rebound, because she didn't hesitate. So that's good.
Very active on defense.
Very.
And made some nice passes. Mm-hmm. Also,
got to work on her free throw a little bit, but left-handed, and she did make a couple of good passes, and then she finished a couple.
So Addison Rainey for Van led them. Lana Shearhart led them 16 points, including a couple of threes there in the fourth quarter. Kaylin Harvey had 6. Landry Guy had 3. Addison Rainey had 3, and Keely Walter had 4 for the Lady Vandals tonight. So Sulphur Springs wins this first one, and now they go on the road to play at Fruitvale Friday at 6:15, and then they will play at Gilmer next Tuesday at 1:15. Wildcat boys will be at home next Tuesday night, and they'll open the season against Greenville at 7 p.m. And we will have, actually, I say they will open the season. Their season actually starts Saturday, Tony, at 12:30 at Canton.
Okay.
So that'll be the first game, but the first home game for the boys will be Tuesday night, 1 week from tonight, against Greenville at 7 p.m. So we do expect to broadcast that ball game for you on KSST. Of course, the Wildcat football team Thursday night by district game versus Dallas Kimball at Mesquite Memorial Stadium. We're looking forward to that in a big way, and we will have that broadcast for you on KSST, and we'll be streaming it on YouTube. So a good showing for this Lady Cat team for 25-26 tonight on their home floor, and we look forward to seeing them again, and it won't be that long, but we will let you know as time goes on about our schedule. We do expect that probably the next broadcast of Lady Cats basketball won't be until Tuesday, December 16th.
Yep.
A home game will be the next night game at home, and that's at Caddo Mills, or versus Caddo Mills at 6:15.
Yeah, too much tournament action in November and early December.
43-33, the Lady Cats win it over Van. Tony, thank you so much for your invaluable commentary here tonight. And James Terry, our producer in the KSST studio. Matt Jensen is our technical director and video producer. You will see this game later on Channel 18 and on YouTube if you'd like to look in on the first Lady Cats game of the season. 43-33, Sulphur Springs wins. I'm John Mark Dempsey, and we say goodnight to you from Wildcat Gym.